Hey, if you're ever in the Detroit area and you got a day to kill, there's one place you really can't miss. And I'm going to go over that place here in a few minutes with Dan from Michigan. That's me. Okay. Glad you're back here on my channel today. Hopefully, you like what you hear and like my channel and share some of this information with other people. But I made a video not too long ago. If you're in downtown Detroit, what are some of the things that you want to do? Well, this is just outside of Detroit. It's actually between the airport and the city of Detroit in a town called Dearborn, Michigan. And it is the Henry Ford Museum, Greenfield Village, the Innovation Museum, and the Ford Rouge Factory Tour. Now, out of those four, for sure, you want to be able to do the museum. If it's a beautiful day out and you have time, I would definitely suggest that you go to the Greenfield Village. And the movie theater is pretty amazing too. Okay, so we've got all of that. So let's start with the Henry Ford Museum. In the museum, you've got things like all kinds of stuff that have been innovations in the United States, in America, in the world, frankly, that he's brought together in one spot. So, for example, take the Wright brothers with their bicycles. They didn't just have the bicycle shop, right? They were the ones that developed the first flying plane, right? So here you've got the Wright brothers' actual planes. You've got their shop where they work, their bike shop. These are all redone, put together to be in the shop there in the Henry Ford Museum. They've got Edison's Menlo Park factory, not factory, his where he did all his experiments and stuff. They have that there. They have the history of the internet and how it started and everything. But trains, full-size trains. I mean, not just the engine, two, three, four cars, all with different types of history and innovation to them that are in there. So you've got all kinds of things. If it happened in the world to enhance the world, it's probably in the Henry Ford Museum. Literally, if you take your time, it really can take you all day to go through the museum. But if you just kind of go through it because you want to see what's going on, you can get through it for a few hours and then head out to Greenfield Village, right back behind the museum, where Henry Ford brought in buildings that were of significance from around the world, different types of construction from different eras. And he took them apart from their original country or from their original state and brought them here to Greenfield Village. And you will see things where they're making candles in one of the buildings, and they'll talk about that building, but also show you candle making. They have glass blowing that will show you how you can make glass and the whole process of it, and also talk about the history of the building. Daniel Webster was one of the homes that were there, and different significant people throughout the country and throughout the world that are in that the Greenfield Village. You can take horse and buggy rides. You can ride bikes. You can take a horse-drawn carriage in the snow, sled-drawn carriage if it's snowing and there's snow on the ground. They'll actually take you on that. They have a lot of different special events, but those are like extra. They're separate. They have the lights at Christmas and stuff like that are pretty cool. But it is an amazing place to go. You will just be going, I didn't know that. Or even if you did know that, it's more in depth. And so it is so worth it. When I used to do Uber and Lyft, people would ask me all the time, where can I go where I can spend the day? My flight's not till later. I check out of my hotel at 11 o'clock. What can I do? I'd always suggest go to Henry Ford Museum, spend the day there, enjoy it. Now, the theater they got to, the movie theater, they have a lot of short films that are, I'm trying to think what they call them, not 3D, but anyway, they're immersive films, right? And it might be about wildlife or flying or just a lot of underwater stuff. And it's really good stuff. They're fairly short films, but it's usually included with your price of going into the museum. And it is well worth the time to take for the short one. They do show some long movies there too. We've gone and seen some couple movies that we really are like to see on a yearly basis, and they'll typically have them there. Again, I'm trying to think of the Express movie. What's the name of the Express movie? Polar Express. Polar Express. Yeah. Thanks, Mary. And they will have that there a lot of times on a yearly basis, so you can see it on this huge screen that's just immersive in you. So that's pretty cool too. If you're into cars, you might want to take a couple hours and go to the Henry Ford's uh, Ford Factory Tour, the Rouge Tour. It actually takes you and shows you how actually everything's working and how it works in those tours. It's a couple hours long between the time for the bus and the getting there and that. So it's not real long, but long enough. And that is worth it as well. So if you got a couple days, I would suggest that you do a couple days, but for sure, don't miss it. I mean, it really is well worth it. And I've, like I said, recommended many people to go to there and try to get there as often as I can. It's actually been a good number of years. We were talking about it last year and we didn't do it. So I think we'll have to do it this year. Summertime is really cool because when you're going in like to Greenfield Village, you can smell the fireplaces burning, and and in the fall especially too, and you can see all the people dressed up in that clothing of the period doing the work that they're doing, whether it be candle making or metal working or glass blowing, all of that stuff. So definitely worth it. Little bit, it's not cheap, but it isn't really expensive to do, and it's definitely worth it. I can tell you this: there are generally more people from around the world that come to Henry Ford Museum in Greenfield Village than from the area that live here. And it's because it's so well known and it's so cool to visit. So that's my take on it. If you've got questions, put them in the chat. I'll be glad to try to answer them for you. If you've got comments and you've been there before, hey, tell us about it. Tell people how you liked it and what was your favorite things there. And hopefully they'll get something out of it as well. So thanks again for spending some time with Dan Procopio from Michigan, and hope to see you back again on another video.